Hey everybody, it's Robert Gowan here once again at Pearl and Pine Brewery, where we're very thankful for them allowing us to come in studio and use their great facility to host this episode. And I'm joined by my co-host.
How are you guys? It's Kyle.
And we're going to talk with someone now. There's a book out that's been out for a little bit of time, and we both had the opportunity to read it. And it's called Flying the Tyrant, the declassified story of flying Saddam Hussein, keeping secrets, and escaping assassination. And we're joined today by Mohammed. And thank you so much, Mohammed, for coming all this way from Michigan to join us on the episode.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would say thank you very much about this invitation and for the studio. I don't know what's the name of the studio.
Pearl and Pine.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and thank you to you also, Kel. So yes, I'm ready here for this mission.
Yeah, great. I love it, the mission. So we had the opportunity to look over the book and read it and everything, and there's so much that we took away. Let's start off in the very beginning, because you grew up with a father that was already in the defense side of things in Iraq, and you had a desire to fly, I think because he was flying, correct?
Yes. Actually, I was born in the air base in Mosul, north of Iraq. And at that time, my father was in Habbaniyah Air Base. But somehow they moved there for a couple of months, then we get back to Habbaniyah Air Base, which is like Tammuz Air Base. So when I open my eyes, I'm surrounded with the aircraft and airplane, everything. And I see my dad, he's with his uniform, and I hear all the time, the engines in my ears. So when I grow up, actually, I start when I was drawing airplane. First thing when I do from the putty, airplane. Even inside my house, I try to move from kitchen to the living room or wherever I do like that, go like airplane. So actually, it's in my blood. So that's how we start.
Yeah, you described that within the book of being probably most school-age kids, where you're out there flying your plane,
airplanes,
right?
Or, whatever your dad did, right?
Yeah, playing Army or whatever the case may be. And for you, this was kind of a love. So did you end up going, because I don't know if the book really covered this, did you end up going to what we call a university and before you end up going into flight school?
No, actually, as soon as I finish the high school, immediately straight ahead to the Air Force College.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
So how did that work with you going into the military then? Was it you were required to go into the military? Was it something as part of being a citizen? Or
no, actually, as soon as you're Iraqi citizen, you can apply for the Iraqi Air Force College. But you have to go through, they call it medical tests. They check everything, like ENT, like ears, eyes, heart, fitness, all over. So if you are fit for flying, then after that, they give you a time for another interview. They said from the Iraqi Air Force, high ranks, maybe 4 people, pilots.
Mm-hmm.
So they throw a couple of questions to you. They see your personality. Are you fit to be a pilot? Even if you pass the medical test, that means it's not that's done. You're going to be in the Air Force. After the interview, they decide.
So after the interview, after the physical exam, you still have to be able to prove yourself, even though that your father was in the military and everything else. You still have to prove that you can actually fly a plane. I mean, it's one thing to be a kid and sitting out there with a toy.
Yeah.
It's another thing to be able to sit behind and learn about aviation and understand the aircraft, what it takes, and everything else, right?
Yes, exactly. But most of them, those people there for interview, my dad, he used to train them. My father, he was trained, so they know me very well. And actually, to be honest with you, I started flying with my father when I was a little kid, he put me in his lap. Then we fly. Then after that, like I grow up, like I used to fly with him, like completely take off, land, and or do some maneuvers when I was like 15, 14. Like that's how I start. So that's why when I finish high school, straight ahead to the Air Force College.
That's awesome. Most people's dad teach them how to drive a truck, and his dad's teaching him how to fly a plane. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also my oldest brother, also the same. He straight ahead to the Air Force College, but he get killed in 1984 by crash lander during Iraqi-Iran war.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he used to fly a Mirage F1.
Okay.
And he graduated from France Air Force.
So do you guys have like a similar program where you go through like basic aviation and then you end up going to some kind of advanced aviation by picking a select aircraft based on how well you performed?
Yes, exactly. You go to the Air Force College, then after that, start like filtration. So this person to be fighter is good for fighter, and the other one, he can like handle it, like he has phobia or something like that. So they put him like for Army aviation for helicopters or for transport, depend.
Okay, so it's very much like the
it sounds
yeah,
like
it's
the same
standard.
model. Like they're not just gonna put anybody in a fighter. They're not gonna put anybody in transport. You're gonna select in. They're gonna base that off of.
you may go
Yeah,
helicopter, you may go.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually we follow like British
Okay.
rules, like
Yeah.
exactly system. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. It makes total sense now. And I'm not sure that most of our listeners understood that piece of it or how you guys end up going through the process. At least I certainly didn't understand that. So you end up going into the Air Force, but through that, you must have been very successful because of your previous flight experience with your father, because after that, you end up getting selected into a very special unit.
Yeah, exactly. Because I have the knowledge, I have the like future, I have the everything like in my head. So even like when I went to Air Force College, or they sent me after that to Jordan, so all my tests like full mark. Even first one I get solo, first one I get finish everything. First one like low level navigation, any program, I'm first one like done. And after that, so my dad, he put me like to the VIP Squadron. I mean, they need VIP. They need like special pilot also, like professional, like the high knowledge, high standard.
Well, you would think that even in our own country, the guys that are flying Air Force One and Air Force Two and Marine One, they're probably the best of the best.
Exactly.
I'm sure they are.
They're probably
Yeah.
the best ones, and
Yeah.
that's why they're there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, over that time period, you ended up like going to the VIP squad, but you didn't actually know at that time frame, I don't think, it didn't sound like, who exactly might end up sitting in your aircraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, like I went to VIP. I know like VIP is like delegation and many ministers. But I didn't think one day I'm going to fly with President Arafat or with the President Saddam. No at all. But it's happened.
Yeah. And we're going to get to that in just a minute. So what was the timeline then that you ended up getting into VIP Squadron? What year?
I got there in 1984.
Okay.
Okay, so your brother passed away.
Yeah.
He was killed in the crash in 1984.
Yeah, 1984 exactly.
Were you already in the squadron at that time, or did that happen beforehand?
No, I was on December. I get in the squadron,
Okay.
and he get on killed in June 23rd.
So we're looking at 6 months later.
6 months later.
That must have been hard for your father, honestly.
Even my mom.
Yeah, because you just lost a brother. Then you're coming up 6 months later saying, "Hey."
He was like 24 years old when he got killed. Yeah, he's still young.
Very young.
Yeah.
And the problem, like, he graduated from France in 1982. I mean, June 23rd, 1982. He gets killed on June 23rd, 1984, after 2 years exactly.
Yeah. Very devastating for the family, for sure.
Yeah, especially my mom, yeah.
In this time frame, what was kind of the political climate in the country?
Yeah, it's 1984 was like a war with Iran, actually. Yeah, at that time, because it started from 1980 till 1988, so 8 years. So the political, like, most of the Arab, like, was beside Saddam against Iran. But it was like stable, even war, but stable country.
Yeah.
The war is like just by the borders. Nothing happened like by the cities beside Basra. Basra because it's a border city, and Fao also as well.
Yeah. But you guys were still in a war.
Like still like everything going on, everything like goes smooth. Everything. I didn't think about it direct.
Yeah. So how was it when time went by and all of a sudden these vans and vehicles start pulling up and you start seeing the political figures that start getting into your aircraft that you're now as a young pilot going to have to fly?
Oh, that's happened to me. It's a funny thing actually. One time I was taken. They call it Chief Staff Army.
Yeah.
He's General Shanshal. He's old. So I want to take him from Baghdad, fly him to Kirkuk, north of Iraq. So when he walked into the aircraft, and my squadron leader follow him because he's a high rank, like high position. He's Chief Staff Army. So he when he get into the aircraft, he say, "Good morning, guys." Then he walk inside. Then he return back. He look at me and he tell my squadron leader, "Hey, his name Auf. Auf, you can find younger than this guy. Take me to Kirkuk." Because it was like a baby face, and there was like first flight lieutenant at that time.
Yeah.
And he told him, "This is Mohammed. He's General Adil Sulaiman son." Oh, he said, "Yeah. So your father, he knows my father. So you're going to be a good pilot, right?" I told him, "Yes, like my father, sure, sir." So I take him to Kirkuk, north of Iraq, actually. So I make very, very smooth land. They call it kiss the ground. Then after that, everywhere we go, he requests, special request, "I need the pilot, Mohammed."
Yeah.
Should be
Yeah, totally. And actually, I remember you mentioning that within the book.
Yes, I mentioned it. So even when get like VIP movement, like high mission, they call it VIP, like top VIP, special flight. So even my squadron leader choose me, or like because I'm like high standard than the others. I don't like than the others, but they judge.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
How many people were in like that VIP squadron or that VIP area?
We were
How many pilots? I mean,
pilots or
Yeah.
yeah, pilots. I think it was 18.
okay.
Yeah. So when the chief of staff of the army was requesting you, he was requesting you over 17 other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all those 18 pilots, we are 18 pilots. No one can fly with Saddam unless he pass the medical exam, which is every 6 months we go to a special hospital. They check everything. If you have fungus in your feet, between your fingers, toes, that if there's like VIP movement, no flying that way. That person can't fly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the guy that sat with you, because I was trying to understand in the book, is the guy that always was like your co-pilot, was he always junior to you, or?
Yes.
So even when you started in the VIP squadron, the person to your right or left, I don't know, which seat were you in?
Captain left seat.
Okay.
And,
so the person who flew with you was usually junior to you.
Yes.
In experience.
Yes.
That spoke a lot of volumes.
That's a standard, like anywhere. Like
Yeah.
you start like training as a right seat, as a co-pilot, they call it, until he get qualified, then get another like course or test to be a captain.
Okay, so you joined VIP Squadron in 1984.
I was a co-pilot.
You were co-pilot. Okay,
Co-pilot.
when did that switch make to
After
pilot?
a year and a half.
After a year and a half. So
After a
85,
year and a half, yeah.
almost 86. We're looking at.
Yeah,
We're looking at you. You're taking the left seat,
yeah.
and the Minister of Defense or the chief of the Army. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is requesting you. So you're gaining your name for yourself within the squadron, within the Air Force at that point. It had to have been, if you're part of the best 18 and you're number one of 18, like you got to be making a name for yourself.
Yeah.
So when that moving forward from that, when did you start seeing the uptick of? Because I'm sure most people of the VIPs that were available for you to fly, I'm sure there was an echelon or a
like an
Schedule.
order of merit.
like an
Like
order of merit, like Saddam was at the top, but those people started requesting you based off of what? Like maybe that's what I'm asking.
I think it was the chief of
Yeah,
staff. Once you
yeah,
flew
the
the
staff is
yeah.
Like
requesting
chief
that?
of staff,
Yep.
because like I fly very smooth with him, and actually because my father a pilot,
Yeah.
so also I'm a pilot. So because my father he was like number one in Iraqi Air Force, he used to be a pilot. So he requests me because he feel like more safe
Okay.
because my father and I make a good land and smooth flight. So he starts request me. Yeah.
All right. So we're looking at a pilot now. He has the credentials. He has the background. He has everything. He does everything correct. When everything is perfect.
Some of them like harsh with the control.
Yeah.
Like sharp turn, heavy land, whatever. Like
Then I
those.
think that leads us into flying
Yeah.
and like
even the brakes when you start when you like completely stop the aircraft, you should be like a special technique, very very smooth. Don't like make it like goes like that, hold the aircraft shaking. No.
Then I have to ask, when you had to fly in the atypical conditions, because at one point you were forced to fly through and land in.
Yeah, to talk about the story, because I know it's in the book, but
Yeah.
I want the listeners to kind of understand the atmosphere in which you lived, because this was not. I know your father was an important figure, within the military, but you were in a tough situation too, because if you did something wrong, there were major repercussions.
Exactly.
It's not like the American Air Force. If you did something wrong, you made a hard landing. If you did something wrong, so anyway, you ended up getting somebody, and you can talk about who that was, into your aircraft, who didn't care whether there was a sandstorm up ahead. So kind of paint that picture of. To express just the difficulty in the situation that you were in.
Yeah, that was actually, he was Saddam's brother, Sabawi. He's very tough guy, tough person. I want to take him from Baghdad to Amara. Amara south of Baghdad, about 300 kilometers, about around maybe 200 miles. So it was like clear, weather clear at Baghdad, but there, sandstorm. So before we fly, we take the weather for destination. We check the weather, where we go. Sure, it's like, what they call it, NOTAM also.
Yeah.
Any restriction, any new update, you have to be updated completely, frequencies, everything. So he went to the aircraft, then I tell him, one of the what they call it, his security. I told him there is like a sandstorm over in destination, like in Amara. He went, tell him, and he said, call him. I went to see him. I get up from my seat to the back, to the cabin. I told, yes, sir. He said, what sand are you talking about? I told him, in destination, in Amara. He said, look, we can see God. Did you see there, God? You can see my God there. What are you talking about? And he shouted, he said, fly. Okay. So I went to my seat, and my co-pilot said, what's going on? Why he yelling? I start cussing, but it's very, very like quiet. So I fly there. Swear to God, I swear to God, I was like approaching about 100 kilometer away. Saw the like piece of layers, like a cloud, but sand surrounding that area. Radius about 100 kilometers. It's almost like 60 miles. That's radius, diameter, I mean. So I went there. I tell myself, like, let me approach if I can make it. But that problem, that's airport. It doesn't has like an advanced nav aids. So just like they call it NDB, like non-directional beacon, like just simple one, because it's not like a main airport, a secondary airport. So I start doing approach on that, but I don't want to like pass my limitation, because each nav aids has limitation. If you're approaching like, let's say 900 feet, if you didn't see the ground, and this equipment, this nav aids, you have to go around. Other equipment 500 feet, other equipment maybe 400 feet. So I can't make it. So pass overshoot. So immediately set heading to Baghdad. I don't want to like make it again, because if his life like he don't want his life, I want my life.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, if you flew him in there and killed him, that wouldn't have been good for you and your family.
Exactly. Yeah, so I set heading to Baghdad. Then we land there in Baghdad. So he get up from the aircraft. He just look at me like in like side view, like he look at me like this. I tell him, I told you guys. So after that, and this incident, I passed it to my squadron leader. I told him that's what happened. He told me, why you fly? I told him, because he get loud on me and he shouted, he told me to fly. So at that time, my squadron leader passed a letter to Iraqi headquarters, Air Force headquarters, and then Iraqi headquarters passed to the palace, to Saddam. So Saddam, he get a letter, no one can get into pilot business, whatever who is, and he signed it.
That was, I didn't know that went all the way to Saddam.
Yeah.
So that, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't miss that in the book or something.
That's actually that second incident with his brother.
Yeah, that
That's
was
in
the one with
Saudi
the
Arabia.
monkeys
No, that's in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
That's different
Yeah.
story, because we don't have permission to pass over like control, Saudi control airspace.
Yeah.
We don't have permission, and he get loud again. There's another brother. He
Yeah.
get loud, fly. So I have to fly. I have to wait by Rafah, VOR they call it. I have to do a hold about 45 minutes. Then, because otherwise I'm going to get short fuel, I tell myself within 15 minutes, if I didn't get permission, I'm going to get back to Baghdad, because it's not enough fuel for, I mean, it's enough fuel to land in Jeddah, but I don't have fuel for diversion. If something happened in this airport, so I get to divert to another airport, I don't have short fuel. You have to calculate everything. So after that incident also, that's, I think it was a week after. His brother. So also my squadron passed to the headquarters, Iraqi Air Force headquarters, and then to palace to Saddam. He write that letter, and we stick it in the airplane. Any VIP try to get into our business, don't read. Saddam Hussein by himself, like he signed it. Shut off completely.
So you like tape that to the door?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
Yes. All the aircraft, you put them there. Make copies and put it there.
Oh, that was smart, actually.
Yeah.
So maybe help I mean, I think people have probably heard about this, but maybe it's helpful for people to understand the pressure that you were actually under in flying these brothers of Saddam Hussein, and if you made a mistake, what could happen? How how that culture was that you lived in, where you're like on pins and needles all the time.
They actually, when I fly with Saddam, actually more comfortable than his brothers. And if you did something wrong, I mean, like you don't mean it, maybe they pass it or they give you like punished, like what they call it, something like for
Like a written,
Like a write-up? Or
Write-up, like write-up,
somebody's saying
yes.
like they're just documenting the fact that you made a mistake.
write up and
Yeah.
keep in your like documents,
Yeah.
your background. Or if you did something very like, they can move you to another squadron. They kick you out from the squadron.
did you ever have to worry about like your family or anything like that?
Yes, a lot,
Okay.
a lot.
Can you kind of expound or explain that a little bit more? Just like what was some of the threats, or maybe what were some of your fears at the time for your family? Maybe if
Yeah, actually, because those like top secret missions with Saddam, that's I start to worry about myself and my family as well, because when he said like, did you see something, especially when he met Israeli Prime
Right,
Minister?
Arafat, yeah.
In Mr. Rabin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you flew in and
Yes.
you
Yeah.
saw him and you saw him
Yeah.
get off the other aircraft. I'm sorry, this is in the book. For those who want to know,
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
get the book.
And a meeting with Hafez al-Assad, like which is a Syrian president at that time, now his son. So that's mean like I saw them, I see what's going on. So they can take my life very easy to keep the secret. So that's I scared from that missions actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you knew.
sometime when I fly this kind of mission, I start worried like for a month. So I start thinking, even when my ring door, like a bell ring door, somebody come, oh my God, it'll come to take me, or like.
That's
Yeah.
pretty serious.
that sounds like some serious anxiety, some serious
Exactly, yeah.
some serious worry about the blowback from maybe just you even doing your job correctly, just simply being there.
That's why.
Just the fact that your eyes laid eyes on certain people or certain things that maybe not
Yes,
everybody had knowledge of.
Sometimes I tell myself like, why I involve myself here in this squadron? Like, should be like another squadron. I live my life and easy. Don't start worry, think a lot about my family, about my kids, about myself, my father. Like, but I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a pilot, like, just this is my job to carry like president, ministers, VIP delegation, any high rank like position in Iraqi army, high position, everything.
How long did you end up flying Saddam Hussein? So, or even his brothers and dignitaries. How long did you end up doing this for?
Actually, I start from 1984. I started my service in the VIP Squadron until 1993. After that, I moved to, they call it FIS, Flight Instructor School, to be instructor in 1993. And to be honest with you, from that time, from 1984 to 1991, from 1991, nothing there. Just in a VIP squadron, no flying because we don't have aircraft. All of them, they get damaged, like completely bombed with the U.S. Air Force, like in
That's what I was going to
Desert
ask
Storm.
about after Desert Storm. What
Yeah.
were y'all's capabilities? Like you just mentioned, there wasn't any aircraft. There was a lot of damage and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so-
that was in 1991, because it starts Kuwait liberation in 1991. I mean, January 17, 1991. Start that one. So we start doing evacuation for the aircraft because probably they get the information all those 30 countries gonna hit Iraq. So we try to hide the aircrafts, don't put them in the same spot. So some of them, we just like two here, two in this air base, two another base. So it was taken, actually it was 3 aircrafts. We evacuated in, they call it west of Iraq. It's Al-Qadisiyah Air Base, which is, I think now it's in Al-Assad Air Base. Now the
Al-Assad.
American there.
Yeah, Al-Assad Air Base.
Al-Assad Air Base, which is like biggest air base in the whole region area, like in the whole Arab country also, not only in Iraq. So we take it 2 days before the desert storm starts. We try to put it in shelters. So on 17th at 4 o'clock in the morning, I was there like sleeping in the rooms. Like we staying there at that air base. Like bomb everywhere, like everything upside down. So after like try to run to the shelter, we ran in there and still like bombing the air base till 6 o'clock for 2 hours. And 2 aircraft actually they fly, MiG-25. They fly from that base. At that time, I think they shoot down one of the American, which is they call it Spiker. He was F-18. MiG-25 shoot him, my friend. I know him, like he's from my course, the same. So, but at that time, like war, so they can't find him. They find him later by United Nations. They try check something in the desert, so they find him completely like just bones. The wolves eat him. I mean, the Spiker. They named the air base Spiker Air Base in Tikrit, and that he was captain, I think.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So I mean, we go off a track. No, go back track again. So after like it's like the bombing start like stable, we get out from the shelter. It's all like cluster bombs at that time, especially the Tornado. That's from like England, Tornado, because they have that one. And we try to find out our aircraft, all of them completely just like ruins, just like ashes. Yeah. So was Ilyushin, one of them, 3 our aircraft done. Some of the aircraft like MiG-25 and MiG-21, they hit it.
We have, just for context, we have sitting in front of us a survivor of an American air raid.
Yeah, so we call our base, tell them we're done, that's it, no more aircraft. What are you gonna do? They tell, come back to squadron. So I went to Baghdad, actually. One of the officers, he went to Baghdad, so we jumped with him. We are 3 pilots at that time. We jump with him. And other pilots go, because 2 pilots each aircraft, other pilots go with, I don't know where it goes, like in other transportation, whatever. So we went to Al-Muthanna Air Base, staying there, start like 24 hours, all the way until April 9, the American Air Force get into Baghdad.
Yeah.
All that time, it's bombing like everywhere.
Remember the videos.
Yeah, and even like they call it American, they get like they call it air security. Like they start go very low, they do maneuver. It's not like 200 feet, so the aircraft they playing whatever they like, even not piece of bullets. Nobody can shoot them. Yeah.
Did anything survive as far as any of the aircraft? So nothing was in
Nothing.
it. Yeah.
Just one of them, actually, my friend, he fly to Iran, because most of the aircraft, the Air Force aircraft with jet fighters, they evacuated to Iran. I think it was like 170 or 177 aircraft altogether. So they take him, fly him to Iran. And Iran, they said, those mine, that's it.
Yeah. Actually, it was a pretty strategic move on the part of America and hitting pretty much your whole Air Force in one location.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah.
So that was like kind of the point of it at that point. Like take out gain and maintain air superiority for the push into south of Baghdad and kind of wait there.
And after that, actually, they bring, I think, 4 aircraft, Su-25. They buy it from Iran. It's our aircraft.
So Iran takes the aircraft.
Yeah.
They say we're not
They
giving it
said
back.
part of, like, because the war.
Yeah, but say you just got out of an 8-year war with Iran.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, you guys are saying, hey, can we park in your garage, pretty much?
Yeah, they take it. They told, okay, this is like, because we lose many things. This is part, like, of what they call it. I don't know what they call it, actually, in English.
Like a treaty?
A treaty, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Part of treaty.
Yeah.
Kind of the peace deal, right? This is you give us this, and we'll put down the arms.
I'm assuming that had more to do because it's America. So let's join forces as Muslim countries. Is that kind of the arrangement? Do you think that was probably there to be able to park the vehicles and
What do you mean?
like a common enemy? It's America, type of thing. Or how?
Yeah, Saddam, they said, like, because Jordan was also American troop over there. Turkey, NATO.
Yep.
Saudi Arabia, all air bases over there. Kuwait already taken us by Saddam.
You guys
so
still
we don't have any choice.
like
Only
surrounded,
Iran.
yeah.
Yeah, only Iran. So, and they said, like, Saddam, like, okay, Iran also, they hate America, and Saddam hate America, so let's get together. But he didn't know the result, actually. He give it to them as a gift. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that he did that.
He like gifted them an air force.
Right.
Even like airlines, even the Boeing.
Like the 747.
747 and tuners, actually. 720, 727, 737. So it's like in Iran.
He gave everything.
Yeah. Actually, one aircraft was like grounded because something wrong with it. It doesn't get hit, which is SU, they call Sihoy, Su-24. That's only one left.
What happened after that? What did you end up doing? Because there was no Air Force anymore.
Sitting, just chilling, playing like cards, playing domino, that's what yeah.
So meanwhile, American forces are right outside the city, ready to invade and everything. What was your feelings at that time frame?
And actually, it was like everybody was happy to get rid of Saddam Hussein at that time. They love America. Please help us because he choked us.
Yeah.
He can't breathe. Like he damaged the country, everything. Since he get a president, war everywhere. He get out of Iraqi war. He start with the Kuwait, and he start threatening Saudi Arabia, threatening Turkey, threatening all over. So imagine my salary at that time, when after like American come and everything, before the American come actually, that's before 2023. And 1993 and 94, my salary is not even 2 dozen of eggs.
Wow.
Yes, that's how it is.
You're almost, you're in the position you're in because you love to fly and you love the people of your country. Just the guy that's running your country or the man that's running your country is making it difficult for you to live in your country on a good salary, and like you said, he's choking the people of
exactly.
Iraq.
That's actually after 2003. Everybody want to get rid of Saddam. Everybody hate him. Everybody because he, as I told you, he playing the country right and left, everything. So when the American come, actually, I was very happy.
I actually learned a lot. I'll be honest, I was a bit naive and wasn't really as familiar as the two sides of the Muslim religion, Muslim religion that you described in the very early part of the book. Because there's the Sunni,
Shias.
And so understanding that a little bit better was helpful for a simple reader, somebody who needed to understand the state of affairs, in the country and such. And there's things that we hear in America, but then hearing it from you and hearing it from your context, it was just a little bit different,
Yeah, actually, Saddam he started because he started to get his whatever family around him, security, and he tried start educate them, give him like an army college, an air force college. He tried build up his family, like cousins and second cousin, whatever, like around. They call it Al-Oja city. It's a village actually, but now it's getting city. So he started build up that one. So he concentrate on Sunni, Saddam Sunni, and he tried to get away from the Shia. I mean it's the same. Both of them Muslim. Like here, Christian, you have Orthodox, you have
Baptist,
Catholic,
Catholic
Presbyterian,
or
Lutheran,
Protestant, whatever those. Like all of them the same. The same exactly. So he started build up that hating, that's what they call it, racism, between Sunni and
so
Shia.
like a prejudice against what was different from him.
Yeah. So when even like in 2003, when the American coming, like, they were very happy, the Iraqi people, and they hope to get like better future. But I don't know, somehow, after 2 years, like they left the country, it's as is, and they let Iran get into Iraq. They control everything. Like, all the organization of Iran, they control, all the government of the Iraq. All of them like loyal to Iran, all the Iraqi government, those loyalty to Iran.
When was it that you fled the country? What year was that when you left and came?
I left the country. Yeah. Actually, and let's do it like this way. In 2003, completely the Iraqi army completely, everybody sat down. They no more Iraqi army. They call discontinued. Like, I don't know what they call it in English.
They basically gave up
Threw down their arms.
Yeah, they threw down their arms.
exactly.
And we heard about that.
Yeah.
So again, this is good hearing it from your perspective
Yeah.
because what we see on television, everybody's, they're leaving, they're throwing down their weapons and,
and most of the like population of the Iraq at that time 22 million. Maybe in the army, maybe 3 million in the army. They live from the army, like, because they joined the army. So those people, where are they gonna go? So no salary, no money, how are they gonna live? So because they settled down everything, so the militia start taking place of the Iraqi army. So Muqtada, he start getting a militia. The other one get Amrik, they get another militia, that one. So that's why. But militia actually, like, the loyalty to one person, but the army loyalty for the whole country is not for the person. So they start like getting hating each other, getting more tension between Sunni and Shia. They start killing each other. Sunni they killing Shia, Shia they killing it Sunni. That's what happened.
Yeah, a civil war.
Civil war, exactly.
Yeah.
And all of it from Iran.
Yeah.
All of it from Iran.
Yeah, and I think that, we had our own civil war. I think a lot of countries end up having civil wars and everything and challenges for various reasons and such. But when there's no order, then it becomes chaos. People get you know, and you got to understand the history of this. I mean, we look back as at times and read books on things like how the United Kingdom today, or Great Britain, was actually divided into multiple kingdoms. You know, how clans existed within Ireland and Scotland. There's no difference to what we're talking about right here in your own country, in that, you know, at that time frame, these were little clans, little tribes, that there were individual loyalty to the person who led that tribe, to occupy, to work for, to, you know, as it's a family in a sense, and their survival.
Well, not even necessarily within the town, or even within the town. I mean, like, you had like a famous area, Sadr City of Baghdad, and that guy, I mean, Sadr was the man in that area. He started the militia. He had everything going on. Like, he was what people gravitated to when their sense of center or their sense of leadership was gone. You'd kind of take over these, you know, if something happened at the state or national level here, people would start kind of banding together in where they're at. And I think that's probably had a lot to do with it, is Air Force is gone. All armor capabilities have laid down. Like, so what's the next best thing? Probably the guy that has been leading us
with the militia,
through all of this. With the militia at that point,
But those militia is like a gang. Like they came, I don't know, they didn't educated, most of them, like low life, most of them. They didn't like respect any people. Like some people like high position, high rank, they don't respect it because they didn't go like through chain education or something like that. Yeah.
So it's a little bit of over here we would refer to as the Wild Wild West. Where everything's a little chaotic and the whole bit.
Exactly. Yeah,
what was your? It sounds like, at least, but I want to get your sense of this. What was it like for yourself? Maybe we'll start there, and what you believe the Iraqi people when Saddam was found.
Yeah, at that time, actually, when they found him, they start shooting bullets in the air. Yeah, because they are very happy. But even most of the Iraqi, to be honest with you, like they said, look at his sons, Uday and Qusay, and even Mustafa, like Qusay's son, he was like 13 years old or 11 years old. They fighting until they die. They fighting, and him, they get him from the
bunker.
A bunker, a hole.
Yeah, a bunker,
from the styrofoam rock, right? Yeah.
And they pull him like a sheep.
Yep.
That shame.
That's
Even Hitler, like, put him his bullets, like, in his head, like, if you lose everything, they're gonna cut you. Take your life, that's it. Be a hero. But he didn't do it.
Yeah.
He didn't do
So it was around that time frame, I guess, that you ended up fleeing the country, or when was it when you actually fled Iraq and came to America? When was it you came here?
Yeah, that's always a question. Actually, after 2003, after everything done, so my friend called me to they're gonna build up a new Iraqi Air Force. That was in 2004, on November was that one. So I applied again for the Iraqi Air Force. I went for medical check and everything, and they sent me to training course to Jordan, to fly C-130. I stayed there for 6 months. After that, they sent me to, I went back to Iraq. After that, they sent me to Little Rock Air Base to finish like the course over there. That was in 2005. So, but my family, my wife and my kids, her parents, they live in the United States since long time ago. So they make her a paper they call it reunion, joint reunion, something like that, So they left the country in 2004. I was by myself at that time. So they went to United States to get a green card, then come back to Iraq. At least they have a green card anytime she wants to visit her parents. That's, we think the Iraq is going to be stable. Anyway, so I finished, I came here for a training course in 2005. I visited my family. Then I went back to Iraq to complete my service over there. So they start threatening me. They start, every other day they send me a letter from Jihad, Al-Qaeda, from Jihad, from everywhere, everything. Then finally they send me a death certificate. Yeah, that's, I take all these papers. I went to Iraqi headquarters. They told me we can't do anything. Then I went to U.S. Air Force over there, like because I was beside the Iraqi Air Force. They told me we can't do anything. Just take care about yourself. Even when I take them the death certificate, it's not a joke. They send me death certificate. They tell me, we can't do anything, just take care about yourself, or you stay here in the airbase. It's boring there, I can't stay there. So I start going to my house. Like, then one day I was, let me see, because now I start going away from your question, because I want to make it like in sequence to reach when I left the Iraq.
Right.
So one day I was in my house, there's no power. So I want to drink liquor, so I need ice. So I try cross the street, my neighbor crossed the street, I went to them to take some ice from them. Because they have generator, they have like that one. So they have ice. It was like very hot, it was in April. So his wife, she told me, okay, get in with my husband, let's sit together, drink, and make a dinner for you guys. I don't know, I want to go. He said, no, please get in. She get me inside. Not even 10 minutes. Tons of bullets I see in my house. 2 cars, actually. 2 pickup truck from Ministry of Interior, which is at that time, Ministry of Interior is controlled by Badr organization. Badr organization is controlled by Iran. So they have a big list. They have a big list for all the pilots.
You were a high-value target, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. They have a big list for, because every other day, I heard, oh, this person get killed. This, my friend, his name Odey, could say whatever, like, you know, those like person Hussam or get killed. So they have a big list, but they thought I was there. But who saved my life? The drinks.
The alcohol.
Alcohol. So tell up to date, like I drink every day.
You absolutely.
Thanks everything I pay for it, the alcohol.
What a great story.
So yeah, they jump 2 pickup truck up around like 7 or 6 people. They jump in my yard, and they tons of bullets on all the windows. Try to kill me over there, and they run, because that area like I was living at Dora, it was like most of the Sunni, no Shia there at that time. Any Shia get killed over there, because you know they start hating each other. So this area, this city, like part for Sunni, this part for Shia, it get divided. So they run away. So all these actually threat letters is not from Al-Qaeda or wherever. That's what I'm thinking, from them. Yeah, from Badr organization. Because Badr organization, they concentrate on the pilots. Let's we say maybe all I know, like my friend, maybe above 100 pilots they get killed. All of them my friends. Some of them I didn't know them, but that's what I hear. Like I hear like Sam get killed, Mike get killed. Those I know them, like directly I know them, get killed. But some of them, like after me, like a couple courses, I'm not in touch with them.
Did they assume at this point, though, that you were dead? Do you think they then thought?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So as soon as possible, like, you know, I stay at my neighbor till morning. I get my passport. I went to my father's house, my dad's house. So I tell them that's what happened. I take a picture at the same time. I went to Iraqi Air Force headquarters and look what happened. And it was like, there's a pilot in Iraqi, U.S. Air Force. He told me, what are you doing here? Your family in the United States. So get away from here. Why? Are you still waiting until they take off your life? So I'm thinking about it, okay. So immediately I went to my father's house in different area, in different city, but still in Baghdad. Second day, take off to Amman. That was in 2006. On April 2006, I left the country. Since that time, I never moved from United States. But I moved I've traveled different states, but outside the country, no more.
Wow. I mean, you know, you look back in that time frame and everything and all that was going on, especially in our 20-year war in Iraq and then Afghanistan and everything else. That time frame was a very pivotal piece. But I think also you were lucky in the sense that you had family here in the U.S. that you could go to. You know, you were very fortunate in that sense.
And thanks God, like my kids, when they came here, the oldest one she was in last grade in high school, and the other one was in 10th grade. My son was in 3rd grade, and little baby still 4 years. And thanks God, like my oldest daughter get a PA, like physician assistant.
Yeah.
And second daughter, she get a PhD in infection disease. He's a doctor.
Wow.
And my son, he get electrical engineer, and he work for British Aerospace Engineering, BAE. I don't know if you know that one. And the youngest one, next year, gonna graduate as she finished a law school.
How challenging for those who are listening that doesn't understand the impact of what you just described, how difficult would that have been?
Yes, it's very difficult. Even I mentioned in the book, actually, because when they move here in 2004, there is no Google Translate or something like that. Nothing like. They have to open the dictionary and they read what's that word, how they spell it, and check it in the dictionary. And they crying. They crying because it's hard to them.
Yeah.
And after 2 years, this is my second daughter. She get like high degree in from the high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even I mentioned there, like, because she was very smart in math. So one of her friends, she paid her $50. Tell her, please don't answer like all the questions. Don't take full mark, because otherwise you're gonna like they.
So she can help beat the curve.
Yeah.
She's gonna score the highest.
Exactly,
she's gonna score the
exactly,
highest anyway. So
Yeah.
ease off a little bit so we can all get the extra bump.
Yeah, and the teacher, like when they have the test, she call her and come on here. She take her away from the student.
At the end of your book here, you wrote, I want to return to the sky before I die. I want to feel the rush of taking off a runway, feel the freedom of flight, feel the power of piloting an aircraft. Some people talk about being destined to do something in life. They talk of having a purpose or calling. And while I cannot speak of the will of God for my life, I can tell you this. I was born to fly, just as surely as I know my name is Mohammed Sulaiman, that I was born in Iraq and now call Michigan my home, that I love my children and cherish my grandchildren. I know that I was born to fly. It is my blood and in my veins, woven into the fabric of my being. I am I always was and always will be a pilot.
That's my, yeah. Make my goosebump now.
That's powerful.
Were you able to get back to flying then?
Oh my God, this is like another story. What do you want to talk
Yes.
about? Yeah. In 2012, 11 actually, 2011, I applied to FAA, all my documents and my license, everything. So to be a pilot again, to get a license here. Then after that send me a letter, they check, actually they send all those my license, they send it to the source, which is like in Jordan. They try to find out my license there. Then after that, after 6 months, because that one it doesn't like goes by computer, it should be like letters between them. So they found out it's misspelling in my last name. Mohammed Sulaiman, they write it Mohammed Salman. But in Arabic,
It's the same thing, right? It's
the same thing.
It's a translation issue.
yeah, my passport, Mohammed Sulaiman, is right. It's not like as, yeah. So they said it's misspelling in the last name. That's mean not you. No, I tell them, no, that was me. And I have all the documents here. I try to correct it with the Jordan. It takes me take me 3 years to correct it. After they correct it, because I can't leave the country to go there, because still I don't have any. Imagine up to date, only have the green card. I don't have American citizen. I've been since 2006 here. Usually after 5 years I get that one.
Yes.
Yeah, because every time they tell me, oh, immigration they're looking for the like Saddam pilot because I was in the Air Force, in the military. I mean, the big question marks. Anyway, so so after correct my name, I send it to them. They tell, oh, now the license get expire. I tell them, you know what? It's not like that one, because my name is Mohammed, that's why. I get mad, sorry, I need to say that. Yeah, so I disregard everything.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
I was actually hoping
and
for.
I do it again. Now I try to do it again. After I correct it, I tell, okay, I'm gonna get the license here. They told me start from the beginning, like how is your friend here? Start from beginning. I tell them, okay, I have more than 3,500 hours. Those, where are you gonna put it? It's like
nothing happened.
Like ashes, nothing there.
Wow.
So I have to start from zero. I thought, okay, no problem. I'll start from zero. Now, after I get a new passport, because my old passport get expired, now they put my tribe name, last name, like Mohammed Sulaiman Arawi. Arawi is my tribe. It's not my last name. Last name, because here they take last name, it's my grandfather. Sulaiman, his name Sulaiman, so they take the name. So anyway, I applied for, they call it TSA, for background check. They told me, that's different passport. I thought, oh my God, again. I told them, I swear to God, this is like my old passport. This is the visa. This is here, like a green card. They said, no, that's different. You have to fix it first. I told, you know what, I don't know. I think God, He wants me to get back again to fly. Stay away. Maybe something gonna happen.
Oh my goodness. So what are you doing then today?
Yeah, actually I work with the U.S. Army as like a different, I went to different air bases. I mean military bases, different folks. I went there. I trained American troops before. They send them to Iraq as a culture, as how they deal with the Iraqi army, how they're in meeting, what they expect over there, just to keep them away from the problem and save them life. And also I work at the hotel as a maintenance together, like this job and this job. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you do get a chance to fly it someday.
I really
Yeah,
hope so.
and be able to fulfill this dream that you have here. I'm sure it gives you great joy even when you get a chance to even get into an aircraft because it's just that feeling. But I encourage people to go out, buy the book. Again, it's Flying the Tyrant. You can find it out on Amazon and all the different places, of course, where you find your books. I believe that you can actually download even. Have you done the recording and everything, the Audible file yet?
Article, I think something wrong with the article, with the, I mean, the other one.
Is it Audible or is it this the one that's your language and you talking?
Arabic.
Yes.
I mean Arabic, yeah. I try to get Arabic, but Arabic, I don't know, most of them, they don't read.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't look at whatever.
So please go out, take a look at it. Mohammed Sulaiman, I really appreciate, first
Had a
off, you
great
coming all of this way in order to come on our show. We hope people get a chance to go out there, learn more about it. There's so much more information that's in here that we didn't even touch. Because I think it's important that people go out and buy the book and read the story and hear it from your own words. But I appreciate you sharing your journey. So glad you're here and you're able to share this story with you. And congratulations on your kids, your grandkids, everything that comes thereafter.
Thank you.
Again, so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope can FAA see that, try to help me to do something. I don't want to like lose all my hours. I hope they see that video and do something for me.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Come on, FAA, help them out.
Please. And I would say lastly, I want to say thank you to you. Thank you for Amber. Thank you to you guys again and to your studio. And I would say thank you also to my writer, Lauren, and my friend Hamoudi. He was the person who connects me with Lauren.
Yes.
Thank you again to you. Thank you very much.